Welcome back, WOTV, War of the Visions fans out there. This is going to be a video for you guys on enmity or threat or hate as it's called in War of the Visions. Yes, there is ways to tank in War of the Visions, although they're kind of a little bit hidden from you. You need to know how they work in order to affect the enemy AI into attacking you in particular situations and with a certain setup. There are a limited amount of options to affect how much hate you do get, how much you don't get, and what it actually does. We're going to be explaining all of that, guys, for you today in this video. So the first thing we're going to be talking about is what is enmity, what is hate, what is aggro in War of the Visions. It's pretty much the same as in any other MMO game that you may have encountered this mechanic before. The more hate you have, the more that the enemy wants to attack that particular character. The less you have, the less they want to attack you. And in War of the Visions, generally whoever is in range, if the enemy can move within range of the character who has the most hate, they will go after that character. Sometimes they will actually chase you down and try to move within the distance of attacking you the next turn, but 100% of the time, if they could hit the character with the highest hate, they're going to go for that character. Now, what determines your hate? What determines your enmity in War of the Visions? Right now, there's only a couple of things that actually determine it. But before we get into that, let's start with the specifications of how hate is developed, increased, or decreased, and what it starts at. So when you start the battle, you're going to start with 0 hate. You're going to start with 0 hate across all of your characters. This means everyone is neutral to each other in this mechanic and in this regard. This means that the enemy doesn't really have any designated target. They'll kind of attack whoever's in range at random. If there's multiple characters, so maybe they'll try to hit as many as possible. In this situation, they might go after your healer or your mage, or maybe they'll just hit your tank anyway, whoever's the tankiest person. Sometimes they like to move the least amount if possible, or attack and then move. It's really random when that happens, when no one has any enmity, when no one has any hate. So how do you gain hate and how do you lose hate? So there's two main ways right now to affect your hate with abilities, and this is going to involve our favorite thing, our tank, Mont or Engelbert, whoever has Taunting Blade. Now this is going to be a big way to affect it. Taunting Blade is going to be an ability that costs a lot of AP right now, but it gives you a bunch of hate. So we'll go look at Engelbert. We'll go look at his abilities, Taunting Blade. I'm only looking here because I know that he has it, and it's up here somewhere. Saintly Cross, Taunting Blade, where you at, boy? Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here, Taunting Blade. Where is this thing? Oh my gosh, I found it. It's right there. So anyway, Taunting Blade at max level, it's going to have the greatest effect, but right here it says deals damage large to all targets within range and increases chance of being targeted for 3 turns. What does this mean exactly? So Taunting Blade is going to give you 12 hate when you cast this. So it's going to take you from 0, if you were at 0, up to 12. Whatever your hate was, is going to give you plus 12 hate. So this is 9 times out of 10 going to give you the highest hate in your party, in your group, in your battle. And so it's going to make any enemy that can move within range and attack you. Now, what does this do? What does attacking and taking damage have to do with hate? Can you lose hate? Yes, you can lose hate as well. So other ways that affect hate. On top of that, before we get into gaining and losing hate without abilities, we're going to be talking about another ability that you may have seen on the ninja class, which is going to be hide. So we're going to go over hide. We'll check out Medina real quick, and we'll find hide real quick, and we'll talk about hide. So hide is a skill that ninjas have that allows you to go in to like a defensive anti-hate position, and it's going to lower your hate for 3 turns. It's going to be -8 hate here. So some characters that have this, we have Medina, we have, Stern, anyone with ninja mostly can use hide. This is going to give you -8 hate. So this is going to drop you down on the enmity list, and basically anyone who has higher hate than you is going to be targeted if they can be targeted. So if you have, your ninja right next to a couple of other people and you really don't want that character to be hit, you don't want to be doing damage that turn, you can use hide, and they're going to be so low on the priority list for taking damage, for getting aggression, that the AI is going to go after other characters. Even if you don't have anyone with positive hate, you're going to have negative hate there. So that's going to help you out there. So those are the 2 abilities that affect hate either positively or negatively. We have Attract Blade for plus 12. We have Hide for -8. But there's one other way to affect hate currently in War of the Vision that's not an ability, and that is going to be the Vow of Love card that you guys probably were told is a really good card, and this is why it gives you 5 hate initially when you start the battle. So instead of starting the battle, you put this on your tank. Instead of everyone having 0 hate, everyone on your party is going to have 0 hate except for whoever has Vow of Love equipped. And because it's so hard to get the AP, the 44 AP needed for a track blade right away, then you're going to need Vow of Love to make your tank. Now, it does have 5 hate on it, so this is going to last you a couple of attacks. Whoever has the highest hate is going to be prioritized by the enemy when being hit. So you'll get hit, boom, you'll take damage, you'll lose some hate. You'll get hit, take damage, you'll lose some hate. You'll get hit, take damage, lose some hate. That's right, you do lose hate when taking damage in War of the Visions. You also gain hate for doing damage. But exactly how does this work? Let's tackle that right now for you guys. Gaining and losing hate in War of the Visions outside of using abilities and cards to do it. So what happens here is when you take damage, if your hate is 1 or higher, you will lose 2 hate, right? So you have a Taunting Blade up, right? You have the 12 hate right there. You get hit because you have the most hate. You will lose 2 hate, you'll go down to 10, then you'll go down to 8, then you'll go down to 6, 4, 2, 0, and then when you get hit again, you will stay at 0. You can't actually drop into negative hate for taking damage from normal abilities. The only way you drop into negative hate is with skills that drop your hate, specifically like Hide. Okay, so that's a way to drop your hate into the negatives. Only abilities. Taking damage, you only will go down to 0. Now, gaining hate is the reverse of that. If you're in the negatives, you will gain 2 hate every time you do damage, but you won't go above 0. You can't force yourself to gain hate outside of actual skills like Taunting Blade that will just give you hate. It's got to be a part of the skill. So if you have -1 hate or -4 hate or whatever, -8 from Hide, you do damage, it takes you to -6. You do damage, it takes you to -4. Do you do damage, it takes you to 0. You do damage again, and you will stay at 0. So the only way to affect your hate as you're at 0 to make it either go negative or make it go positive is with skills that specifically change your hate and change the way that the enemies want to aggress on your character. And that's why Vow of Love is so important for you guys in Final Fantasy Brave Exvius War of the Visions. So we're going to head on over and show an example of this in action in the game War of the Visions for you guys in the EX level 10 fight with this angel. So like we talked about, I have Vow of Love on my Mont. He's got +5 aggro when the battle starts, +5 hate. What I can do here, since you are allowed to position your characters in different ways, you're going to try to position your Mont basically as far away from the rest of your party as humanly possible, but still within the range of the boss. So you can check this right here, see where the boss can move. You can see he can move all the way at point blank. So what I want to do is I want to try to make Mont kind of by himself, so the boss is influenced by the hate card to move up into Mont's face and then attack Mont. But I also want Mont to be kind of by himself, so it's a bad idea for the boss to use an AoE attack. So we can kind of trick the AI in this scenario to hit basically just Mont. So I'm going to move this Medina back there. I'm going to try to move my companion Medina. Can't move her super far. Let's move her back here and see if that tricks the boss into trying to attack basically only Mont. The other thing that I could do, I could move her right here and then move Mont all the way over here by himself and see if this does a thing here. I think this is the best positioning to trick the boss into attacking our little Mont here. So we're gonna hit ready here. We're gonna go in. Victory conditions, all forgiven dissonance are annihilated. My Mont's pretty slow. The boss is gonna be able to move before my Mont does. I'm gonna just move up here and we're just gonna, Cosmo Plume these two things here. We won't gain any hate because we're at 0 and doing damage doesn't gain us more hate. We did also kill ourselves there. That's a little bit of a oopsie doopsie. Was paying attention to the camera, but it's cool. We'll just drop a haste here. Professional player here, by the way. So we're gonna drop over here and man, did the AI just tell me to Cosmo Plume myself? For real? So let's Cosmo Plume here again. Boom. We're not going to gain any enmity, right? We're already at 0. No additional hate gain. So this boss should definitely try to move up into Mont's face and attack Mont. Boom. Because he had 5 hate and he was within range. So you can do this over and over and over and over again. Whoever has Vow of Love is guaranteed to get attacked 3 times as long as they're within range of whoever enemy's turn it actively is. Now, I did lose. You do lose hate, period. You don't have 5 hate on the boss and 5 hate on this ad and 5 hate on that ad. So that's another thing that you can use in War of the Visions is if you want him to be tanking a specific thing, what you want to do is move him out of range of these little ads as much as possible. And you can kind of just go over here and I'm going to take the boss. I'm just going to be like, all right, boss, come here, dude. I'm going to come up here. He might hit me. I'm out of range of that guy, so I'm going to walk up here and I'm just going to chill. He's not going to attack the Mont either because Mont is out of range. So we're gonna go up here, and then Ayaka's gonna walk up, and then I don't know, we'll just do something. Can I holy the lightning elemental? That seems good. And then we'll walk up here, and I'm gonna put this right next to the boss. Right, the boss is literally right next to me, can hit me, but the boss won't do it. I guarantee you, this boss will not attack the Medina because I still have 3 hate left on Mont. So the boss is gonna walk over and hit Mont again. He might use an AoE, he might use a special ability, but Mont's by himself, so we'll see what happens. The boss is 1000%. I'm gonna leave Mont right here. Actually, I'm gonna move him even further back. Well, actually, let's see. Where's the boss able to move to? Make sure I'm not moving too far away. So I can't move Mont. If I move Mont back, the boss might not try to move up and hit me. But since the boss can move over and up right next to Mont, I'm going to leave Mont right here. I'm going to Sentinel, and I'm going to turn him to the side here. So I'm facing where I know the only spot the boss can go. Boom. And then I could do that one more time if I wanted to, because I'm currently at 1 hate here. So very simple technique that you can use to really get aggressive in certain scenarios, really use the AI, abuse the AI. There's not like super hard fights out right now, but knowing this information is going to allow you to be a better player in the future when it comes to War of the Visions. And this is with just 5 aggro. We don't have Taunting Blade, we don't have it or anything of that nature. We could have been smacking the boss a little bit, and that's why Vow of Love is so strong, is it gives you that little bit of an opening, especially against strong bosses, that you can hit it, move, make it come over, hit him again, hit it, move, make it come over, and then drop that Taunting Blade. Then you get 12 more enemy, and you're good to go for another 6 rounds from the free 3 rounds that you had at the start. So that's going to be a reason that you guys really need to be paying attention to hate. If you want to see more stuff like this on the channel, guides, unit reviews, information on the game, whatever it is that you need to be doing, farming, all that good stuff, come and hang out, hit that subscription button so you do get that information when it's brought out, and go ahead and hit that notification button, because subscriptions obviously just don't mean anything anymore. But the notification button, you can't hit it unless you're subscribed. So that's a thing there as well. If you want to be a part of the community in Discord, a bunch of people making guilds, talking, sharing information with each other all the time, good group of people joining every day, that information's down there. And if you want to see us live on Twitch, well, that's there for you guys as well. Thank you guys so much for the support. Hopefully you guys found this information informative. Thank you guys on Patreon, as well as YouTube channel memberships, where we have a bunch of different stuff to show appreciation. I'm so bad at this, my goodness, for that support that you give back. Until then, guys, stay safe out there, and I'll see you in the next one.